I sold over £2 million worth of products online, and let me tell you, it wasn't always plain sailing. I've had a fair share of hits and even more misses. Let me tell you the process I go through to find profitable products to include in my store. First of all, you have to use your unfair advantage. That advantage can be languages you speak, countries you originate from, special interests you might have, existing industry connections from previous workplaces. For example, if you're a Brit living in Poland, you might be missing your favorite products that are not as easily accessible as they were in Britain. Or, if you're a Pole living in Britain, like myself, you might be missing a wide selection of Polish sweets. This international arbitrage can be really profitable, even if the target market isn't that large compared to the country's overall population. If you can be the go-to place for Polish sausages or Marmite, you can still make a good living this way. Or maybe you spent 10 years working in the bicycle industry and have a great line to leading suppliers that will give you great margins. Bonus points for original products that are not routinely stocked in brick-and-mortar stores. The trick is to really focus down on the niche and avoid mass-market products like batteries or printer paper. Ideally, stick to sticky products with a high chance of recurring purchases like cosmetics, vitamins, sweets, or anything else that is consumable. This way, your customer lifetime value will have a chance to build up to a meaningful level. Maybe your unfair advantage is actually a disadvantage, like special dietary requirements that prevent you from buying mainstream products in just normal grocery stores. Or maybe you suffer from some disease that you accidentally found a treatment or a remedy for. My friend Becky has found a cream formula that helps with fibromyalgia, and she now runs a successful online store selling it to many relieved customers. There's always space in the marketplace for vegan, gluten-free, free-from products like energy bars, protein bars, shakes, sweets, and other nutrition-related products. Quest Nutrition is a billion-dollar company, and recently Mark Sisson's Primal Kitchen has been acquired by Kraft Heinz. You can also try building a brand based on a theme. That theme can be anything: weight loss, sleep, vegan, keto, carnivore. Try to avoid mainstream areas that you don't have a competitive advantage in, because it will be very difficult to cut through the noise. Even if your products are not particularly original, you can still target particular demographics, like products for busy mums, products for single parents, or audiophiles for that matter. Even though the product might be the same as the mainstream one, it sometimes helps to focus the marketing efforts on a niche that is underserved or unnoticed. This is the part of the process where you should spend most of the time, as any errors made here will be very costly and time consuming to reverse. Having said that, you should also start with multiple ideas and don't bet on the winners prematurely. For example, my successful vitamin store actually started life as a health food store. We tried stocking gluten-free pasta, healthy oils, organic aronia powders, and even vitamins from other lesser known brands. The mistake we originally made was betting on lesser known brands and products that were not in high demand. Thankfully, I listened to my own advice and we diversified the supplier base, and our supplier number 5 has proven to be a hit. We thought this online store would be a hobby and not a full-time job, so we didn't look at massively competitive markets to begin with. The lesson here is to not assume anything, actually get the products in and see if they'll sell. Obviously, when it comes to new and original product lines, you don't have that luxury. The minimum order quantities can be quite large and you might need to spend quite a lot of money on branding. Word of warning, however, never invest the money you can't afford to lose. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. You should always start with market research, like people mentioning looking for a certain type of products on internet forums or search volumes in Google. Next, check the cost per click advertising rates, see who's coming up in Google Shopping or who comes up on top in an Amazon search. Your listing will naturally start life behind all these competitors, so if the field is too crowded, it might be a bad move to enter it. There are some useful tools you can use for the market research purposes, but proceed with caution. For example, I used Jungle Scout for a day, identified pea protein as a product with low competition on Amazon and high sales volumes. I didn't follow my own advice and have gone ahead and ordered a large quantity of pea protein from a new supplier. I was so convinced that pea protein will be our best seller that I didn't listen to my own advice and have ordered a large quantity, 20 kilograms of pea protein. So anyway, back to the tools. eBay allows you to see both completed listings and sold listings. You can use it to research both new and used products and determine how well they hold their values. I used this strategy to do a market research for when I was selling camera gear and lenses. Speaking of cameras, there was a nice opportunity a few years ago where you could buy second-hand lenses and cameras on Facebook groups and list them on Amazon below the official listings. I've flipped quite a number of cameras this way with good results. However, sometimes later Amazon has changed the policy and now we have to be a registered agent for the brand like Canon, so this window of opportunity quickly closed for single-person operators. It just goes to show that in e-commerce you'll never be bored and you'll have to be one step ahead of the game. Anyway, coming back to product selection, you'll need to be very careful in terms of product size and weight. Anything even remotely large or heavy will incur big shipping and storage costs and you won't be able to work from home for very long. You also have to take into account the fragility of the products you're selling, as you will need to provide sturdy packaging or deal with a large number of items damaged in transit, like we did when we sold our oil bottles. Speaking of oil bottles, make sure that your products are actually legal to ship. The law and carrier terms change every few months and product lines can get banned at any point, like what happened recently with e-bike batteries. Products that are banned by Royal Mail are, and I'm not making this up, aerosols, alcohol, ammunition, asbestos, batteries, bladed items, CBD products, for some reason, Christmas crackers, apparently they're explosives, drugs and alcohol, e-cigarettes, flammable liquids, frozen ice packs, goods made in foreign prisons, human remains, live animals, magnetized material, nicotine solution, paints, wood varnishes, perfumes, pesticides, sharp or pointy items, vaccines and weapons. So there goes my hunting. This just proves a point that your fulfillment has to be nailed down before committing to a product selection. Like my friend who's selling unfinished wooden boxes, he won't be able to easily include paints and varnishes in his deliveries. The final part is very tricky because it's all about the margins. You have to make sure you have plenty of margin on your products so that you can afford the rise in fixed costs as you keep operating. But when you're starting off, your margins won't be that great because of low volumes with your suppliers. Keeping an eye on the gross profit margin is really crucial because your tax structure will change, your warehousing will change, your fixed costs will increase, you will need members of staff to help you with fulfillment, and increasing inventory levels will also swallow up a big chunk of your profit. All of these things will be financed from your gross margin. If you're confused and have more questions than answers, then that was kind of the point of this video, to give you something to think about and consider before making any moves. If you want to run any ideas past me, feel free to book a call with me and I'll give you my opinion. Just drop the comment below or book it using the link in the description below. In the next video, we'll talk about what to do once you get your hands on the first batch of products. Cheers!